Alright guys, so I'm going to get ready to paint and kind of camo up this 308, as it is something that I am going to be using as a hunting rifle. So I just wanted to show you some tips, techniques, or some stuff that you can use to possibly do this for yourself. So first thing I'm going to do, just so you know, is I'm going to take apart the upper lower, remove the bolt cage, and I'm going to remove the front handguard. I want the barrel to stay black, and that's just what I want in my design. So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to clean all of those pieces that I plan on painting with some alcohol, just to remove any oil from cleaning, shooting, any powder residue, any oils from my hands. Also have gloves, I got the Allen tool, anything that I don't want painted and I would like to stay black. You are going to want to have some painter's tape and something like a little X-Acto knife. All right. Also, when I remove the bolt cage group, or BCG, bolt carrier group, my bad, I'm going to put some paper in there so that I don't get any paint inside of that area. As you can see, I went with the Rust-Oleum camouflage paint. So we got flat earth brown, we have the kind of khaki, and we have the flat army green. Some other things you may consider if you kind of want to customize it, make it your own thing. You may use something like a sponge that has a variety of texture in it. You might use something like this is some bird knitting that just has larger squares, so you can add some of that kind of look to it. And then I also have some reusable stencils that I purchased on Amazon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this all taken apart in the way that I want it, and get it all wiped down with alcohol, and get it prepped for the first coat, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, so as you can tell, I have the upper forearm grip here, and then I also have the lower. I've taped off certain components that I wanted to remain black. Now, I'm going to start with my lightest color, which is the khaki kind of color. And make sure it's shaken up real well. I'm going to start right here where my safety selector switch is, because I want to be able to get on both sides of that switch. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit that spot. I'm going to go ahead and flip my switch, and then I'm going to paint the rest of it. I'm just going to do a general coat on all of it. This stuff is drying real fast. I like that. Keep on working. All right, we have a real nice desert color going on now, and I'm going to go paint a couple other components that I have set off to the side, and then we'll be ready to do our next step. Alright, so as you can see, this paint dries very quickly. And the next color I'm going to go with is my flat army green. Move some of my stuff out of the way here. I'm going to take my net and lay it right over top of these pieces. Alright, then I'm going to cover this whole side with the green. Let's see if that turned out. Alright, we got a little texture in there, not as much as I would have liked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sponge, spray my tan on my sponge, and add just a little extra texture. Make some of that kind of pop a little bit. And I'm going to put my net down again. This time I think I'm going to hold it tight. I think that's the move. Alright, I'm going to flip it over. Do the same thing on the other side. The main thing with this is that it's your weapon. You paint it the way you want to. This is just what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and hit that top. And I'm just going to do that solid. And I'll do the same here. Alright. Then do my sponge again. Add a little extra random color there. Nice texture for sure. thing about camouflage is it's to your region, right? So if your region is sandy, you may not even want to use some of the colors that I might use. This is the charging handle here. And this is the rest of the upper. Again, I didn't want to paint my barrel. Right. Take my sponge, do the whole process again, create that texture. Alright, so now we have some pretty cool texture going on, and I'm going to think about my stencils that I have and how or if I want to use them. So stick with me. Alright, so now I think I'm going to just use my brown and hit some random high spots, or just random spots in general. So let's just pick a spot and then hit it with the sponge while it's still wet. All right. Well, it gives that cool dragon scale kind of look. Do the same thing on the receiver here. Especially since the other colors underneath are dried. That's what really makes that, get that really cool effect on it. So you guys are seeing that real well. And you can make the pattern that you want to make that works for, again, your area, doing your thing. All right, I'm gonna flip it over. I don't know, guys, that just looks stinking awesome to me. Let me get a little up here on the top. So now I'm going to go over all of that with a nice just a flat clear coat just to help it last a little longer, and then we'll put it back together. All right, guys, the finished look. So you can see where that putting that sponge on it and pulling those other colors through while it was still wet. That kind of gave that cool texture. I went ahead and did the magazine, has the American flag and the "We the People." I think it's came out pretty good. And as you can tell, I left the barrel and the flasher all black, and in my opinion has a pretty cool look to it. So this is what we're going to go with for now, and yeah, I like the finished product. So maybe those little tips or ideas of the things that I did to paint my weapon might be a method you can use to paint yours. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless.